welcome. This is the second video in my series of TMEA All State Etudes 2023 that I am putting out there to help folks out. My name is Jim Logan, and I hope that you're getting some benefit to these etudes and these videos. And please make sure you take a look at my email address at the end of this video, jjimlogan@gmail.com. Please sign up for my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you want to be included on a mailing list so I can alert you when the new video has come out. Just reach out to me at jjimlogan@gmail.com and we'll do that. So quick review of what we discussed in the first video, which is basically reminding you all to practice very slow. It's very important we practice all the right notes right away so we're not having to go back and fix things. One thing I didn't mention that I probably could have is the importance of accents in measure 2 and 3. So I'm going to play the beginning here. We're just doing a quick review from video 1, and then we're going to talk about the next section. But while I'm on this, I'm going to play measure from the beginning to measure 5 two ways. One without accents, and then one with. The accents should be on the downbeats of measure 2 and 3. So again, without accents, it would be something like this, under tempo. And this is with the accents, which we should be putting in with, these are articulated accents. Okay. We discussed the importance of the rhythms and subdivisions of the eighth notes in the first measure, making sure we place the 16th note in the correct spots, measure 5 and 6, 13 and 14. Let's talk about measure 17 now. This is the meno mosso. Meno mosso means less motion. According to the errata, which I strongly urge you to take a look at, that can be found at tmea.org. The performance tempo here should be dotted quarter equals 56 to 60. On my part, that says meno mosso quarter equals, that is a misprint. There are a number of these notations in the errata that call for fixes that are already maybe fixed in your edition, but some people have earlier editions. So if you look at your music and it is saying to change X, Y, and Z to whatever, and you look in your part and it's already that way, don't be alarmed. In my copy, which is like me, older, those changes are not in there. So that's that. Make sure you're looking up these words. Concitato means stirred or roused up with energy. Agitato is a word that we should see that word quite often, actually. We would see it typically as agitato or agitated, meaning agitated and excited. Measure 36, you'll probably never see this word again. I know I've never have and never will. Placidamente, which means peacefully. They're just asking you to be smooth there, lyrical. So I'm going to start now by playing this meno mosso beginning of measure 17. We're going to play with the metronome, and these are eighth notes. So this is vastly under tempo. Measure 17. Yes, there's a retard marked in the part beginning at the latter half of measure 23. Poco meno mosso means get a little slower, so it's basically a retard before we go back to our a tempo that is the pickup into 25. Don't worry about where you're breathing at this point, because you're going to be moving much quicker, or you should be moving much quicker come game day. otherwise known as region contest or all-state contest. So don't get too worried about where you're breathing at the moment. That will change. Anything else here? The C sharps that are in measure 15, 16, 17, measure 18, that C sharp should be on the left. The C sharp in measure 22, D to C sharp, that C sharp should be on the right side, so we keep all of the motion in the same hand. Same thing with measure 23. C sharp in measure 23 should be in the right hand. So we keep, again, the motion all in the same hand. C on the left side there in measure 23. Okay. So before we move on, a couple of other things. The accents that I mentioned in measure 2 and measure 3, those continue further down the page according to the errata in measure 46 and measure 48. So make sure that you're getting that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue now into measure 25 and play a good bit of this. Here again, we're still under tempo. And I'm going to start counting, and as a reminder of a demonstration of subdivision and counting yourself off. You should always be counting yourself off before you start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And I cheated on the last note because I ran out of breath. The trill should be, the trill in measure 34, 33, measure 32 should be E to F natural. Make sure that the grace notes there are D natural to E natural, okay? All right, continuing on, this is measure, just want to double check, make sure there was nothing else here. Yeah, just pay attention to those 16th note rests, play them in 30, 31 as I did. Let's go on to measure 36 and keep slugging through this. 36. 1, ready. To point out the measure 42, 43. These are places where I don't believe it mentions this in the errata, but I would strongly urge you to think accent on the D, the F, the B flat, and the D. Otherwise, we're going to tend to get, and we don't want that. So dig out those lower notes. In context, I'm going to play the measure before. This is measure 41. That's really what we're kind of looking for there. A little bit of it's a little more playful that way. And then we have accents written into the part, except at least in my book here, in measure 44, 45. So I'm going to continue here. This is measure 42. 42. end with a decrescendo. Make sure measure 54 that you're playing that C on the left side before the E flat. Again, we should not be sliding C to E flat. We have keys in the instrument for that. Same thing with measure 51, measure 53. C on the left. The one at the end of the measure prior to the E flat. Okay, I see I'm quickly approaching. I've gone past my 10 o'clock or 10 minute deadline. I'm trying to keep these videos to about 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to try and wrap this up for today. Stay tuned for the next series of the next video, number 3, which is going to continue a kind of a wrap up of this etude. And then we're going to move on to the next technical etude that I want you all to be getting on right away. Okay? So keep working, keep practicing. Consistency. We need that consistency. So stay on it. Don't get discouraged, and work hard. Good things will follow. Take care.